Okay, so I'm starting recording, and Katie, you team, 4 of you, that's really great. So please, the floor is yours. You can present your IO today.
Okay, so thank you. On behalf of KTU, I would be presenting, and I will be presenting IO4, what we have done so far. So once again, thank you for a great opportunity to participate in this project. So to begin briefly with one of the presentations, hope you could see the screen properly.
Yes.
So we named this 21st century student skills, methodology, and tasks. What is it like to be 21st century student? So of course, starting with our history from the roots, the BASH project is a set in a context of increasing globalization, for which language and communication teachers in different engineering schools must prepare these students. And as we have been discussing that with Katya and David during the first day, this is now bigger than that. And we were discussing that now it could be applied to greater variety of students, not just engineers. But the main idea was to find the main skills to engage students in open, appropriate, effective interactions, and to engage them into different cultures, and of course to draw their attention to sustainable development. So the timeline was that it all began in 2014 from Global Engineering Language Skills, or in other words, GELS. Those who were present yesterday, you may remember that our colleague David from Cambridge has been sharing the website of GELS, and I'm sure Katya will be able to do that later. This is a wonderful project. Later on in 2015, there was a survey carried out by the batch partners, and to this very moment, it was an innovative teaching material, and it has been created by 12 technical universities and engineering departments. So what are those IO4 members? So for this moment, there are 3 universities total: Kaunas University of Technology, that's us, all 4 of us today, KTH, Sweden, and Cambridge University from the United Kingdom. So we were focusing on 2 main big groups of competences: GC, global competences, and EC, entrepreneurial competences. So focusing on global competences, we were thinking about skills, values, especially different perspectives as we are preparing students, not just theoretically. We're thinking about the real life challenges, being able to take responsibilities and responsible actions towards sustainability and well-being. So we are just teaching them how to work in real life situations. And of course, entrepreneurial competences, all these skills and attitudes. We were looking to the students as innovators, thinking about possibilities of freelance work, which is becoming more and more popular these days, and of course, chances to work in multicultural and international companies. So soft skills usually are those skills which are not well known to a majority of students, so we wanted to pay their attention and to improve this as much as possible. So what were we developing? IO4 team was developing an innovative and unique resource for language teachers. And once again, we were focusing on GC and EC, that's global competences and entrepreneurial competences. So the relevance and choice of these competences and activities, and of course, additional tools, it was based on multiple surveys conducted by our team. So what do we offer for an open access? So electronic handbook, lecturer slides, and self-evaluation and control package. So maybe I'm not too objective, obviously, but I'm sure we have done a huge work, and the output of all of this, it's really great and helpful. So language neutral learning activities are one of the best things, is that our material could be applied in different languages. It integrates global competences and entrepreneurship training in language courses. It's focusing on new and innovative practices, and it's delivered via digital and online media. So we were looking to key elements of global competences and entrepreneurial competences, and the main skills. Some of the skills, as you see, are overlapping, as leadership, openness, or flexibility. But these were the key competences we wanted to emphasize, such as global mindset in global competence list, or market-specific knowledge in entrepreneurial competence list. We wanted students to gain all these competences after working with our material. So we met this year for a few times, working in Athens, National Technical University of Athens. Then this was time for Poznan, University of Technology, later Hertz University of Applied Sciences in Germany, and after that we are here in Sweden. So the main method for our material was design thinking. So other research findings allowed our IO4 team to get insight into how foreign language teachers suggest to develop this. So we based it on key competences, and we created language training materials integrated with the design thinking method. So briefly, of course, all of you are familiar with the design thinking methods, but just to brush it up, main part of it, emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. These are the 5 key elements of design thinking methodology, and you see the smaller constituents of this. And we have been following this, and this was like a spine of our project. Design thinking methods was the base of all the activities we have been preparing. So for design thinking in batch, in ideation and market research, there were different tasks, as you see in the table, for teamwork, and of course for persuasive communication. So after this, you may see that we have been using our methods ourselves. We were brainstorming, working together. You see a hardworking Cambridge team, Kasia, and Alex, KTU team, and there you see some more familiar faces. All are IO4 working hard. Then we were welcomed, as I've mentioned before, in Wernigerode by wonderful Jutta, and this is how it started, how it's going, and now we are dealing with a variety of innovative methods, from Better Kucha to persona or Lego challenge, different modes of exercises, because during the pandemics we have learned that we should be creative and flexible and versatile as much as possible. So we suggest options from face-to-face to online activities. Extra tips are given for teachers to choose the best lesson plan. Very detailed list of sources and plans created by the lifelong learning teachers around the world. So it's a wrap today. As Diakata mentioned at the beginning, final meeting in Sweden and KTH. So you might be thinking, okay, she is speaking in a nice way, but is this going to work, really going to work? So now I'm showing you the proof of it. So I'm going to share some of our teacher slides prepared by IO4. So these are our teacher slides we have been working on, and these are really detailed and including all the steps, all the activities explained. And I really think that teachers are going to find these really helpful. So just briefly demonstrating this, as you see, all the activities are clearly explained, and the teacher in this material is not left alone. The teacher feels constant support of batch members and batch teachers. So you see all the explanations, all the competences we are focusing on, all the challenges teachers might be facing, and etc. So these wonderful teacher slides are prepared, and once again, as you see, it is based on design thinking. For ideate or warm-up activities, teamwork is suggested, brainstorming options are explained, collecting and refining ideas, and even the examples, how could this be seen? How now and while all these innovative methods briefly explained to the teachers. So that means teacher does not need to prepare anything beforehand. This material is everything the teacher needs. For our prototype and test, cultural knowledge is the key factor, and all the possible activities for public speaking. We have tried all of these at KTU. Monroe speech, we have tried it with all the possible groups of engineers. We have tried it with fashion engineers, production engineers, industrial engineers, mechanical, transport, aviation engineers, and worked really well. So such as pitching activities as Monroe speech, hamburger method for constructive criticism, attending meetings with real life professionals. So that's preparing students for real life, creating a prototype, looking to the students as future creators, and then giving them opportunities to present their products. So after these amazing teacher slides, we're having our variation of book prepared, and this is our intellectual output. This is what we have, becoming a global engineer, and you just take a look. It really looks wonderful. I know that I'm very subjective on this, but it's very neat, very systematic. Goals, objectives are provided. Design thinking is briefly described for those who are not familiar with it. Table of contents, of course, gives all the activities. And as you see, emphasize and define part, all the activities, even the time duration is given. How much time do you need to prepare? What kind of preparation do you need as a teacher? So even different options for icebreakers, distant learning and face-to-face mode, and even very clear examples are given. So really, I could not be more happy and more proud of my team. We prepared a really wonderful material together. So hopefully other teachers will find that useful as we do and as we see it.
Thank you very much, Maria, for this presentation. Really a lot of work and a wonderful resource. So the teacher slides are already online, and I think the e-guide will be online soon. So you can find all this on the website. Do you have any questions for, or the KTU team disappeared? It's only Maria left. So we have Any questions for Maria or for also Björn? He was also in this IO. Vous avez des questions? Non? Pas pour l'instant?
Nes iš komentarų noriu pasakyti.
Okay. Could you? I will mute the phone. I don't know who is this. Okay, maybe just to tell you that I tried design thinking method with one of my classes, not at INSA, but at IO4. And it was really nice because it did it in German, of course, but it was really nice because it really prepares them to their future life as engineers. It's a really good method they can use in their professional life. And it's a lot of fun. So you can use it with Post-its, as Maria showed. There is also a tool which is called lino.it, and which is really nice also to use online if you're not able to do it face to face. But it's a really nice method, and I think it's for them. It's good to learn it while they're at university. Yes, my iPhone. You want to ask a question or say something?
Yes, Katya, sorry, that's the KTU team. We got locked out of our previous Zoom, so we had to connect through the cell phone.
Okay.
So we didn't hear the final part of Maria's presentation, so sorry if I'm gonna be repeating something. I just wanted to add that to have a little bit more of insights and examples of how the methodology functions and what's the end result. You could also have a look at the videos from our conference in Wernigerode. So I'm not sure if the recordings are already up on our website, but once they are, you can have a look at those. And we had practical hands-on example during our presentation, so you can also check that out. And really from our partners' experiences in Cambridge, they also piloted the methodology, and I was really impressed, happy, and inspired by hearing the outcome. Alex told us that his students actually got so engaged and inspired in this entire methodology that they actually they were working on a challenge for being more sustainable. So they even launched Facebook groups, Facebook pages where students were sharing like food and leftovers and recycling. So it went from the classroom out there into actual implementation in making a change in this student community. So this is a really great methodology, I think, not only for learning the language, but making at least a small change around you. So I'm very happy that we came up with this entire methodology and those resources. And I hope that you will try them out and that you will get inspired as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Wilma, for this. So we have to think also, because you were just talking about Alex students, and so I think we should think of giving the badges, the digital badges, to the students who tested the material. Like for our IO, which I'm going to present afterwards, already more than 200 students tested the material. So they contributed also to constructing and conceiving the resources. And I think it's more than fair that they would also get those digital badges. Just wanted to show you, because I used this digital tool when I did design thinking with my students, for example, in German. So this is, it's called lino.it.com. It's a very nice tool also if you don't have the possibility to have real Post-its. So it was about, because we are close to the Canal du Midi, both schools, INSA and IO4, and they have a door which is very heavy, always closes when you go through with your bike, etc. So we were thinking about methods to improve that door with design thinking methods. So and it really worked out very nicely. So yeah, I think it will be really helpful and a very good methodology to learn for the students. Thank you very much, the IO4 team, for this. Okay, do you have more questions, maybe, the participants? now. I'm going to show you the website maybe, so you can see what, or maybe first the GELS website, that's important. So INSA is already a member of the GELS network. So we talked about it yesterday, so Angela and Devaki, they already know that. But the GELS network, it's not an association, it's just you say you want to be in there and then you are in. So it's language teachers from engineering schools, and it's teachers from all over the world now who meet usually once per year to exchange about good practices. We have developed this GELS framework, which can be found here, but also on the website, of course, of Badge in different languages. And you have here, I can, for the moment, it's still on the website of I will send it in the discussion afterwards of the Cambridge University, but we can also give a link to the Badge site. So I think yesterday, David said we're about 45 or something universities, and you see INSA Toulouse is also there, so we're part of it. So if you're interested in participating and maybe next year going to the meeting, just let me know. So this is the first thing, and it's really also creating kind of network where you can ask questions also to your colleagues if you need some help or inspiration, whatever. So that's interesting. And then maybe I have to stop sharing and share again for the website. So I already sent here. This is if you're interested to have a look at the GELS website. And then this is our website from the Badge project. So of course, just about us. So you have a bit the context, what the goal of Badge was. This is an LB in 2019. First time we met, and then we didn't meet for like 2.5 years because we had COVID. And we had a lot of trips, as Maria mentioned already this year, to keep up with all this. And then here you will find the resources. So you have the different work packages. And in every work package, when you go in there, you will find the resources. Like, for example, we were talking about IO4. So for the moment being, you have the teacher slides. You always have it as a PowerPoint presentation or as a PDF for those who don't have PowerPoint, and then the layout changes, etc. So we try to have both. But for example, for those like Angela, si tu as besoin de ça, mais en espagnol, avec DeepL, en fait, on peut maintenant télécharger des documents intégraux en fait en Word et PowerPoint et le faire traduire. Donc, on garde la mise en forme. So that's really nice because with DeepL, you can convert PowerPoint and Word files without losing the layout directly. That's why we already also put it in a PowerPoint version. So always a little description also of what it is, who is there working on it, etc. And you have these for all the different IOs. So yesterday we had the e-communication skills, for example, Jamie presented. So you have the guidebook in Word and PDF. And here you have also the GELS. It's downloading, so it's not interesting for you, but the GELS framework in English, Swedish, French, German, and Spanish. So you have it already in different languages, and you can have a look at it and use it directly to implement activities in your classes, etc. So you have the 8 different intellectual outputs or work groups here. Then you have here a little word about the digital badges, what it's used for, and what we use to prepare them. And then if you use the resources, you can send an email and we will issue the badges for the students. And here we were talking about the events. Vilma just told about this. We had already several Multiplier events, and before that digital conferences, because we could meet. So you can find all the different recordings of the meetings here. And you can have a look at all the different presentations of the IOs. So Poznan was filmed, but it was filmed with a camera in the room, so the quality is not that good. I think this one in July in Wernigerode, maybe it's all on Zoom, so it's maybe easier to follow. And then we will also have the recording from today. Of course, here the contact, whenever you want to contact one of the members, through the badge.eu Gmail address. So this is about the structure of the the badge project website. And on the website, sometimes you also have another redirection to a website, for example, for IO2, sorry, where they have a lot of material for sustainable writing, for example, in English. Okay, so I will stop the recording, or no, stop it, okay, for the moment being.